Thank you for tuning in to this very short video today. We appreciate your attention and your time. My name is Pete Tosh. I'm a founder of the Focus Group. I'm a management consultant at Macon, and we're partnering with the Georgia Employers Association to offer a series of 5 leadership workshops that begin on January 27th and will be held here in Macon. In this short video, what we want to do is give you a brief glimpse of the content of these workshops, and we'll talk about some of the benefits to you attending. They will be designed for any leader, manager, or supervisor who wants to improve his or her ability to lead their team, who wants to improve their ability to achieve their objectives, who wants to advance their careers. Each session will focus on different content. We've tried to choose the 5 workshops to give a fairly comprehensive look at the leadership role. The first workshop, beginning again on January 27th, is entitled Progressing from a Traditional Manager to a Strategic Leader. And in that workshop, we'll talk about the difference between traditional management and being strategic, and the benefits of any leader, manager, supervisor being more strategic. And we'll introduce tools that allow you to do so. We'll introduce a strategic frame of reference, which is a roadmap, a model that any manager can use to create a mini strategic plan for his or her team. And we'll also introduce and allow you to learn how to utilize some strategic leadership initiatives, such as a SWOT analysis, an IP matrix, the service profit chain, service gaps model, and other practical tools. On February 22nd, the workshop is entitled Benefiting from Performance Management, performance appraisals, coaching, and counseling. And there we'll talk about the significant impact of a leader's style on the performance of his employees and the company. We'll talk about best practices to use when you have coaching situations, and best practices to use when you have counseling situations, and when to use one and when to use the other. And also, we'll talk about useful ways to prepare for performance appraisals, as well as conducting those appraisals. March 10, a workshop will be entitled Building a High Performance Team. So there we'll talk about why some teams are so much more effective than others. We'll talk about the building blocks that cause teams to be effective. We'll talk about the stages of development that teams go through. And we'll also allow you to take an assessment tool where you can evaluate the stage at which your team is and get some ideas about how to move it toward the next step, toward being more effective. On April 21, the workshop is entitled Becoming an Engagement Coach. There we'll talk about the difference between employee satisfaction and employee engagement. We'll introduce just a little glimpse of some of the research that's been conducted, over 100 research studies showing the value of engaged employees. We'll talk about why employees are engaged or not, and introduce the engagement needs that have been proven to be the case, and also give you practical tools that you could take back that day and utilize to satisfy the proven engagement needs that employees have. Module 5, or Workshop 5, is entitled Managing Toxic and Other Employees Who Have Attitude Issues. That'll be conducted on May 12th. And there are any number of human and toxic financial costs associated with toxic employees. It can do tremendous damage within an organization, and most organizations of any size tend to have at least one, unfortunately. So there we'll talk about what those costs are. We'll talk about some techniques that organizations will typically move to to address toxicity within an organization. And many of those don't work, but we will then come back and introduce practical techniques that have proven to be effective at dealing with these unruly employees. I want to take just a second and talk about 3 other benefits to you as a leader or manager or supervisor within your organization to participating in these workshops. First of all, your career and your success is really determined by the success of your team. And managers, leaders who have a high-performing teams are deemed to be effective managers. So we'll give you techniques to help you improve the performance of your team. Secondly, another benefit is that through this training, it will help you reach your potential faster. These will be growth opportunities for you. And thirdly, in this rapidly changing business environment in which we operate, no manager has ever, quote unquote, arrived. All of us need to continuously be enhancing our skills and kind of moving to the next level. So we will introduce a variety of best practice leadership techniques within these 5 workshops. They'll be interactive. You will hear from peers. You'll work with peers. We think you'll enjoy these workshops and hope you register for some or ideally for all of them. So there's more information on the GEA, Georgia Employers Association website about these workshops. You can register online if you wish. If you have any questions that you would like to ask of me, Pete Tosh, the focus group, or if you want to call David Whitaker, who is Executive Director of the GEA, please do that as well. And we look forward to meeting you and working with you in these 5 workshops.